So this is my mind map about money, and everybody knows that money doesn't grow on trees, and we have to work somewhere to earn money. And if you want to get some money, there are some ways how to get them. First of all, you can make money at work, and um, if you haven't still got the salary and you run out of money, you can borrow them from some people, or can get a loan in a bank. And sometimes, if you are lucky, you can go from rags to riches. It can happen if you inherit money from your relatives, um, so from your relatives, I think, or from your close friends. It may happen also. Okay. And you can win a lottery. You can win some amount of money in a lottery. Or just if you are a big boss, you can accept a bribe, and you can make a fortune of it. But it's very dangerous. If you have some extra money, you can put them a bank in your bank account and receive interest, and then you can spend them or just keep them in your bank account. And if you need some money right there, right now you can sell some of your property, some of your belongings. It can be a car, um, a flat, uh, or whatever you have. Then if you earn money, you may spend them. uh, and if you are a reasonable spender, you think about how to spend them, and just make a list of the things that you need, that you don't need, and just to spend them on the things that you need right now. But there are some people who waste money, and they don't think where to spend them. Just they go to a shop and throw money down the drain without thinking or whether they need some of their shoppings or not. If you have some extra money, and a person, it may be your relative or a friend or a person you know, so they need money, you can lend some money to them. And so about spending money, we can, if you are also, if you have extra money, you can donate some money to some funds, and make a donation to some funds that help children or adults with illnesses, or something like that. Some rich people, or some people who can influence their world or some society, they can establish a charity fund and help another people. Sometimes, if you are not lucky, you can lose money when you're, for example, when you walk along the street and your wallet is falling out of your pocket, or you can buy a lottery, and you are not lucky and you lose money. And sometimes if you are gambler and you like to go to casino, you can lose a lot of money there. So it's very important to keep money and to save them up, to have some money safe, and some people save up money for future to buy some thing expensive, for example, a house or a flat. And it's very important to keep money for a rainy day, because if something bad happens, you can have money and don't need to borrow them from another person or get a loan. And I know a lot of people who stash money, and they don't put them into a bank account, because uh, there are a lot of cases when bank go bankrupt and people don't get back their money from the bank. And it's very useful to put your savings into a bank and receive interest. It's passive um, earning of money, if I can say that it's that way. And if you put your money into a bank account, you can have some transaction. You can do some transactions there. You can add your money. It's very easy to transfer money nowadays, because you can use some apps uh, to add money to your account, or to withdraw them, to transfer from one account to another, to transfer some money to other persons. And you can also put your money into stocks and receive interest. And if you need money, you can cash out stocks. So I think every person in the world deposit their money into the accounts. Uh, there are some people who are lack of money, and this may happen. This may happen if you go belly up, and maybe your company company goes bankrupt, and you lose your money. And so you can go belly up. And in that case, you need some help, and you have to live on a tight budget. Sometimes you just run out of money because you waste them on some of the things that you not need. And in that case, you can borrow money, but in that case you are in debt, and you owe money to the person that you to the person that you borrow. And um, what about next? um, Next, there are some people that earn not much money, and they live on a tight budget, and they live from paycheck to paycheck, and they don't usually waste money, because they have to make ends meet, and they have to live on a shoestring. And a lot of retired person are as poor as a church mouse, and they are always live from their um, they live from their pension to pension, and it's very difficult for them to make ends meet. So that's all about money, I think.